And we are officially live. Hello to all my BC WrestlePod nerds out there, and welcome to another rendition of All Elite Ensemble review, your weekly AEW review show here at BC WrestlePod. Of course, my name is Mikey. I am one of the hosts here of All Elite Ensemble. And joining me tonight, of course, is my lovable compatriot, Mr. Benny Dubbear, who is in the house to talk about a spoopy edition of Dynamite and Collision because we got the Halloween specials this past week.
Indeed. Good evening, Mikey, and all the boils and ghouls and nondescript spirits. um, let's rock and roll.
Heck yeah. So, before we get into all of that, of course, if you are brand new here and you want to know what we are about, we are a cavalcade of characters that decides to talk about wrestling. And we like to break it down. We do like to do our post shows, if you will. Uh, um, Talking about all the major feds and international brands. And so, if you want to see all that, you can subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on Twitch or Kick. Or if you want something more self-contained, go to our social medias at BC WrestlePod, where you can see our report cards for weekly shows, get previews of what's about to be popping up on television for the night, as well as some other fun stuff going on. And we also have some merchandise at our merch store, bcwrestlepodshop.fourthwall.com, where we got a plethora of things. And last but certainly not least, our little buddy, our coffee bot, will be popping into the chat ever so often. If you would like to donate to help support the cause by keeping the metaphorical and sometimes physical lights on here at the BC WrestlePod studios, please do so because we would love that more than anything. Alrighty, with that out of the way, we are about to get into our regular program of Dynamite and Collision reviews. A lot of this was pretty self-contained this week. I felt like Dynamite blew by really easily, and then of course with Collision being pre-taped, it was just like, yeah, not a lot of slides for Collision with certain parts. And you know what? We won't talk about it at the end, but with the announcements of how they're going to handle Dynamite and Collision with certain matches this week, I was just like, give me more sports bait stuff. Yes, let me have matches to determine who gets advantages and blood and guts in 2 weeks. Can't wait. We're going to talk about that. Speaking of which, we're going to talk about that later because we have our final lineup for men and women's is. And all I got to say is, Tony, not because they're women, but because the feud has been going on longer, the women need to main event blood and guts. Just putting it out there. It's going to be a long show. Oh, my goodness. So we're going to get into that a little bit later in the show, but let's get into Dynamite, or Dynamite, as the kids say. So AEW Dynamite, we kick things off with a trick-or-treat tornado tag team match where we got Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy taking on, the Death Riders, which comes in the form this match of Hot Topic reject Wheeler Yuta and new to the crew, Daniel Garcia. I love me a good trick-or-treat tornado tag team match. It was like, this is just an excuse for you to use pumpkins and tables and Darby's skateboard. I was just like, I'm here for it. I mean, not to spoil anything, but looking at the direction of what we got with the announcement on the men's side of things later in the episode, I was just like, I'm just waiting for it. I was like, I'm here for it. It's like, we know where we're going with this.
Yeah, this was super fun. Like, most of these guys are cut their teeth in a little place called Beyond Wrestling. Shout out to White Eagle. And Darby has one Halloween costume I've noticed. He's always the Invisible Man, and I love that about him. Good old was it Lon Chaney Jr. I believe.
For real.
But I like the new music for I think it's Daniel Garcia. When they were the Death Riders were coming out. Um, they had a new song I hadn't heard, and that was really good. Shout out Mikey Ruckus or whoever made that song. There was this one part where there was some great camera work in this one, where uh, you're paying attention to Orange Cassidy and Daniel Garcia. And like Daniel Garcia like throws Cassidy over the barricade. He acts all cool, and then out of nowhere, Willie Yoda runs through the crowd and topples him over. So fantastic.
It was chaotic AF. But honestly, we love to see it.
Mm.
Uh, this is going to be so much fun. This was a fun match. Darby and Orange pick up the victory here, and Los Death Riders would be seeing some crazy action and some mixed results later in the show. So we'll talk more about that when we get there. Oh, Hook. It was at this moment I knew you are about to die.
I saw somebody online the other day that was like, "Why does he have so many roller bags? He wears shorts to the ring."
Seriously, I was like, why do you need that much luggage? Like, I was like, unless you're about to pull out a bag of chips, like, what are we doing?
I think it's just all hair product, to be honest with you.
For reals. I'm just like, what is happening? Oh my goodness. I can't. I love it though. I really, really do. But yeah, Hook basically tells us that he's going to, make Joe essentially like he's coming after Joe. He's got unfinished business and he didn't forget. I was like, Joe is gonna kill you. Oh boy. More on Hook when we get to our main event. This was chaotic as heck. This is such a chaotic backstage segment into an entrance. I was just like, but you know what? I'm kind of here for it. I was like, I don't know. I'm kind of here for it. So, of course, Renee is interviewing the Bucks. Don Callis comes in, offers a spot in the Don Callis family for the Bucks. And Don Callis proceeds to introduce the Young Bucks. And they're just like, well, I mean, it's better than what we've been doing. But they're like, I don't know. This is cool, I guess. I was just like, no more people in the family. Like, what is? And now we're recruiting. What is going on? We are recruiting more people. What's happening right now?
Yeah, Don's coming on a little bit too hard right here. Let me grease the palms a little bit.
Seriously, I was just like, oh boy, here we go. So we're definitely going to be talking about these boys when we get to Collision because I was like, now you had me at the Bucks and Josh Alexander versus Kenneth Omega and Jurassic Express at Full Gear ? And we're gonna get there when we get to Collision because I was just like, that's a lot of money. I was like, that's a lot of money, and I'm like Tony Khan. I was like, can I get some?
Right.
I was just like, what is happening? But the Young Bucks get introduced because this by Don Callis. It is hilarious to watch. This is I love this version of the Bucks that we're getting currently. And they get introduced because this leads into our next match, which is a Fright Night 4-way fight. Essentially, this is a number one contenders match, fatal 4-way. Winner is moving on to face Brodito for the tag team championships at Full Gear. So, of course, we have the Young Bucks, or the Broke Bucks is what we're calling them right now. And, of course, we are taking on our tag team division that has kind of been around the tag titles for a little bit, which includes, Dax and Cash of FTR, Sonic and Tails themselves, Jet Speed, and a boy and his dinosaur in Jurassic Express. This match was banging. This match was banging. I was just like, I mean, come on, look at this picture. Look who we have in this match. Was there a doubt that this was going to be banging? Honestly. I love these teams so much.
First first off, kudos to the Young Bucks. I don't know whoever agented this match. Like the Young Bucks have a tendency to make something special. Like even we've seen this before, right? Like we've seen this before over and over and over again, right? But they always find some way new to figure something out. And like Luchasaurus, like doing the standing moonsault, it never gets old for me. Just please don't ever do the Phoenix Splash again.
I was like,
Like,
oops.
during this match, I noticed that there was a guy in the audience that had a full leather face outfit on, and I was like, "Where are they?" Oh yeah, Texas. Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense.
Be like, where are we again? Oh, right.
And my boys FTR got the win, much to the chagrin of everybody in that building and online.
Look, I'm just telling it. I love Brodito with all my little heart, but I've been saying this, and Brody King did the one thing he was not supposed to yet. He actually did the Macarena, which means they probably gonna lose Full Gear. And I'm just kidding. But honestly, I was just like, Tony Khan, please let Brodito at least finish out the year as tag team champs. Then you can like put new champions on them. I don't know, Revolution or Winter is Coming or wherever you want to have it. Just don't do it. I want them to finish out the year as tag team champions. Anyways,
like one of the problems with the tag division right now is that like they have a bunch of really great tag teams, but all of them are on the face side, and like FTR going up against Brodito is like a perfect matchup. So
right, and I kind of agree with you too. We need more heel tag teams, honestly, right now in the men's division. Women's division, I feel like you got a good mixture. We're gonna talk about them a little bit because I was like, damn. I was like, oh, so it's gonna be like that. Okay. Yeah. But FTR win. They earned the right to face Brodito at Full Gear for the titles. I can't believe that Full Gear is like in 3 weeks. That's crazy.
Yeah. Ever since they went to like the newer schedule, it's rough, man.
I was just like, damn, you guys, like we're 3 weeks. So it felt like Wrestle Dream was just yesterday. We're 3 weeks out from Full Gear. And then we have a good chunk of time because World's End is literally not until towards the end of the calendar year. Like the last weekend of December. I was like, well, damn, it's after Christmas, y'all.
Yeah, and like Final Battle's on like the 5th of December.
It is like the beginning of the month, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, we're in for the long haul. But to be fair, after World's End, we don't have technically, unless they decide to do something during February or January, we don't get another AEW pay-per-view until March, which kicks things off with Revolution for the calendar year. Which, you know what? I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. But again, FTR win here. This was a really fun match. This was great. I love all these teams involved. Brodito versus FTR is set for Full Gear. Just shout out to Chris Statlander for rocking the black Goku costume in this whole entire segment. Just beautiful. That was why I want. And so this promo was fun too.
Yeah, the promo was fantastic. Like, but all I was gonna say was that like I thought it was Casey Jones, to be honest with you. And then somebody was like, "Oh, Dark Goku," and I was like, "Makes sense."
I love that AEW is not afraid. Their wrestlers are not afraid to let them know, yeah, we're geeks. And I was like, you can beat me up, so that's okay. But Chris is keeping her eye out. You know, she and Mercedes are going back and forth. We escalated things, something I was not expecting this episode of Dynamite. But we'll get to that in a little bit because right now, the summit is here, you guys. And you know what that means, Benny? The homoerotic paintings are back.
Or as Excalibur so eloquently put it, Dawn of Finland.
I had to pause when this painting was unveiled because I was like, okay, I got to take a look at all of this, right? I was just like, that is an orgy if I've ever seen one. But on top of that, I'm looking at Don Callis in this picture. I was like, why does he have like why does he have the Latin homie tattoo on the abs? I was like, no, not the cholo tattoo on the stomach.
I
I was
know,
like,
right?
no. I can't. I was not prepared. I knew some shenanigans were gonna happen. I was not prepared. I was like, Rocky Romero, what are we doing? What are we doing? I was like, no, you what? Why? Why you listen? Whoever's painting these things, I just want to say, I was just like, I was like, I love it. I was like, I don't know how, but if you getting work and you getting paid, like, I'm not mad. But this summit was kind of crazy. We get the homoerotic painting. Then, of course, Kyle Fletcher reads the rules. Takeshita, well, first we were told that Takeshita couldn't make it because of travel issues. And so then Kyle Fletcher then proceeds to read the rules and regulations of what it means to be a part of the Don Callis family. This ring was crowded AF. You have Kyle, Josh, Hechicero, Rocky Romero, Trent, Klon, like Okada. I was just like, holy hell, there's so many. Mark Davis. Like, I was like, damn. I was like, this family is so big. Why is it that Kyle and like two other people are the only ones who wrestle every single week? Like, what are we doing? What is happening right now?
Yeah, right.
So, but as Kyle's reading the list, Takeshita makes his entrance. He is actually here. Him and Okada get into it. Don Callis says that, they need to make up. So Takeshita begrudgingly sticks out the hand for a handshake. Okada looks at it, and then of course we had to censor it, but he gives him the bird. And I was just like, the girls are fighting, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, like Okada's face, like in every segment that he's been in this week, have been priceless. Like he's got the biggest, let's say, poop eating grin. We're only 20 minutes in, so
for
like
real, we gotta wait for 10 minutes before we can start doing, the crazy stuff.
Yeah,
Man,
I believe the artist, I could be wrong, of these paintings is Mel Coleman on all social media.
heck yeah.
Mel Coleman art, and like
Mm-hmm.
she's fantastic.
Love it.
Uh, and yeah, you're right. Like, how many people do you need, Don? Like, this is a murderous row of people. Like,
Seriously, we like, this is a whole squad. This is gang for real. Like, what is happening?
seriously. And like,
And now we're trying to recruit the Bucks into this too. I was just like, we don't need more people. I was like, you can't have all the heels, Don. That's not how this works.
And like, looking at this picture, I was like, look at this. Like, you get like Suzuki Goon, you get with Murder Bird, and Lance Archer, and like
you don't got Brian Cage in this picture. I was just like, I know he out here rehabbing and everything with his injury, but damn, I was like, now, as a man of a particular persuasion, I was just like, this is very frightening to look at. But also, I was just like, yes, maybe 100%. Like, I was just like,
yes.
I was like, the answer is just like, so what do you think? Yes. No, but man, when Okada and Takeshita finally break and do a full-on brawl, is going to be glorious.
That match is going to be so fantastic.
I'm telling you, let it happen during the Continental. Let it happen at the Continental Classic. Let it be the finals, and just to add salt to the wound to Okada, let Takeshita take that title, and he could be a triple champion across 3 different brands. Can't wait. So that was the Don Callis Summit. Again, we got a homoerotic painting. Kyle Fletcher literally reading the clubhouse rules, and then Takeshita and Okada still be beefing. Don Callis says that they need to work through their issues, so he scheduled a tag team match for them on Collision. And shout out to Max Caster and Anthony Bowens on them playing along with it on social media, basically cursing out. They're like, what the wank is this? It's like, cancel this match immediately.
Yeah, I know. Bowens was crashing out. Like, why?
Honestly, I was like, you know what? If I saw those were my opponents, I would be the same. I was like, nah, cancel this match immediately. I'm showing up. Absolutely not. Good. Yeah, we're going to talk about that match during Collision. But moving on from the Summit, for the second week in a row, Jon Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly have a match. For the second week in a row, this ends in a DQ. And for the second week in a row, Kyle O'Reilly's over-exaggerated reactions to said DQs are hilarious. Because as soon as Marina punched Aubrey in the face, Kyle O'Reilly's reaction face was amazing and ridiculous, and I loved it. Again, I'm going to repeat what I said last week. You know, I try not to throw around the word underrated or like so good, like it looks effortless kind of thing. I'm going to say it again. Kyle O'Reilly is just one of those talents, man. I was just like, he is so good. It's like makes it effortless and like, so I love Kyle O'Reilly. He's so good.
Yeah, like this like the past few like months, like a month or so, like Moxley's sort of been having these. First, he had the matches with Roddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now he's having these tactical matches with Core here, Kyle O'Reilly, and like we finally got the answer to what Death Jitsu is from the great Bryan Danielson on commentary. So it's a mixture of brawling and submission wrestling.
Right. Really quickly though, Danielson, him dressing up as Echiseto for this episode, I was dying. I was like, oh my gosh, Danielson. I was just like, I don't know if this is appropriation, but honestly, I'll give you a pass. Like,
right.
I was
Even
like,
at the cape.
I was just like, okay, you went full out. I was just like, I should look at you with a raised eyebrow because I was like, is this cultural appropriation? But I was just like, you know what? Forget it. Danielson is having a good time. And the other day, the clip of him talking about how much he loves Echiseto and wrestled Echiseto, I was just like, I love that. Has me cracking up still that I revisit. It's just like, yo soy Echiseto. Have you ever wrestled a guy like that? I wrestled Echiseto. And then Excalibur loses his mind afterwards. Man, I love
like you have.
I love it so freaking much.
I love the commentary lately. Like there was a point in this match, like at the beginning, where like Danielson like just screams like armbar. Like,
I was like, Danielson, like what are we on tonight? Like what's happening?
He just transitions so easily to that role. Like it's like he was like there the whole time. You know.
I'm just like amazing. We love to see it.
And like I really like the story that they're telling with Moxley right now. And that like he Darby made him quit at the pay-per-view, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these past two matches with Kyle O'Reilly, he's starting to unravel a little bit. And instead of wanting to tap out or lose, he's cheating to win, and like they're gonna draw on this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a pretty straightforward, simple story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you win Blood and Guts? Quit or surrender.
For real. Man, that's Blood and Guts is going to be crazy in 2 weeks. All right, looking forward to it. But of course, a brawl breaks out afterwards. Mark Conglomeration comes out, Death Riders are about, and Mark Briscoe gets on the mic and talks about how everybody's tired of this Death Rider stuff, and there's only one way to settle this. Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe is trying to hype up Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy is like very against saying it, but he finally gets on the mic and says the one thing, which is blood and guts. So on the men's side of things, for blood and guts, it is going to be the Death Riders versus Darby Allin in the Conglomeration. So, of course, it is Moxley, Claudio, Daniel Garcia, Wheeler, and Pac taking on Darby, Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, and whether or not he wants to be here or not, and Roderick Strong. Roddy is in blood and guts. I was just like, damn.
Yeah. This is going to be so much fun. Like,
this is gonna be
good. My first thought was, is Pac gonna leave the Death Riders again on this one, or
for reals? I was like, let this man get a break. We just got him back.
Cause like in the the reason that the BCC lost the 2023 one is because Pac was like, I'm out. I've had enough of y'all. And I went back to England for like 6 months.
I'm looking forward to this match. And I love that have the final. They're just like, yeah, these are the teams, so be prepared. I was like, Moxley has been saving his blood for this one. Somebody is about to bleed. Funny enough, I think Roddy is probably the most excited who I'm interested to see how he handles blood and guts.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, okay, Darby, yeah. Orange, yeah. Mark Briscoe, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, Kyle O'Reilly, yeah. In his days. Death Riders, absolutely. Roddy, jury's still out on that one. We shall see in 2 weeks how Roddy fares in his first blood and guts. So looking forward to that match, but we got to keep this train going because right now, literally, the girls are fighting. Because it starts out with Mercedes finding Chris, taking her out to beat her up. Then Athena makes it a 2-on-1. And then Willow and Harley come out for the save. I was just like, I'm sensing something being set up here. Of course, that tomorrow night we are getting Athena and Mercedes versus Willow and Harley in the, women's tag team tournament. So we're going to get to that one. And then Collision, I was like, oh, I see. I'm going to wait until we get your official graphic for Blood and Guts because I was like, you know what? It makes sense. Except I was like, except for one, I was like, I was like, I'm not mad, but she falls into the Roddy category. I was just like, I'm interested to see how that goes. But we'll get there during Collision. Not the way that I thought it was going to go. And honestly, I'm here for it. So we get our quarterfinal match in the AEW Women's Tag Team Tournament. We get the Sisters of Sin, of course, which is Julia Hart and Sky Blue. I was just like, I love them so much. And they are, of course, taking on, Haterade herself, Jamie Hayter, and the one and only of Team Juicy, Queen Aminata. God, Aminata is just so... Listen, I love all 4 of these, but I was just like, I'm not saying that it has to be soon, but in 2026, Tony Khan, I'm just putting it out there. I think I'm ready for an Aminata championship run in some capacity. I think Queen should hold the title in 2026. I don't care if it's AEW or ROH. I think Homegirl is ready.
Definitely. I feel like every tournament that they have in ROH lately for the undercard is Aminata versus Billy Starks, and Aminata is a beast this year. So good on her. She's really blossomed over the last year. She's been wrestling for like 7 years, so I can't say that she's come a long way, but because she's been doing the damn thing for a while. But
The crowd loves her.
yeah,
And like I'm saying, I was just like, I'm ready for a Aminata championship run. As far as the match goes, I liked it. Again, I was very surprised with the ending, but then again, because of what we're getting at Blood and Guts, I was like, yeah, I could see the Sisters of Sin winning over Aminata and Hater, but that has to be that Jamie's gonna lead her team to victory during Blood and Guts. Because that is the only I'm not saying that's the only result, but given the fact of if we were to compare the ratio of how the heel team had versus the face team in terms of how many times they've been jumped and defeated, I was like, the babyface team needs to win Blood and Guts because and we're far enough in, it's past 30 minutes. It was like the babyface team to me for the women's side needs to win Blood and Guts because they've been getting the ass beat more than the heel teams leading into this whole entire thing. But yeah, I mean, I thought this match was decent. It was good. I like that Julia and Sky are moving on. It does make me a little worried though, because they are either going to have to deal with Harley and Willow, or they're going to have to deal with Mercedes and Athena. It's just like, girls, I love you, but AEW, you're going to really need me to convince me, as much as I love Julia and Sky, that they need to get it into gear, because they're going to need it all in order to beat one of those two other teams, because especially like Mercedes and Athena are no slouches. Harley is a fan favorite, but Willow's not a slouch either. So it's like, you're going to have to convince me they have a shot of making it to the finals. I'm just saying.
Yeah, this match was fun. It didn't really kick into second gear. But like the overall story of the Sisters of Sin being the more well-oiled machine as opposed to the Killer Queens, which Excalibur just like threw out there, and I was like, oh, well, that's a great name. But yeah, there was a moment like at the end where like because Tekla had gotten involved on the outside, and that helped get the win. And afterwards, like typical heels, the Sisters of Sin like sort of get their win and scurry away, and they're both standing next to the belt trophy. I don't know what to call that, but belt podium. And like Julia's like laughing and like singing along with the lyrics to the song. She's got like a really evil smile. Like she's red as hell, man. Good work by all women in this one.
100%. So, again, Sisters of Sin move on with the help of Tekla. And yeah, we're going to talk more about them in terms of, it's like, finally we got Blood and Guts stuff ready to go. So, bitches, move out the way. Well, first and foremost, I'm so upset that Penelope is hurt. Because I was like, we just got her back. Girl can't catch a break. And then I was just like, oh God, please, please don't take Megan out the tournament. And Megan's just like, you know what? I need a partner who's going to step up. In walks Marina Shafir. Jon Moxley in this picture is, I can safely say, my reaction and the internet's reaction. And this is where I will put in, bitches better beware, because I was just like, I melted in my seat. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
I was like, ah! It sucked for Penelope, but holy hell, I was just like, I initially just wanted these two to fight. Now they're in the same tag team. I was just like, I'm kind of needing them to make it to the finals now.
Yeah.
Holy hell. I was just like, move out the way. They are my new favorites to win this thing.
Yeah. I love it that both Tony Schiavone and Mox were like, wow. Because like when Marina stepped in the frame, like Tony goes like, Oh wow.
And again,
Oh man.
Moxley is me. This moment is like, oh shit. uh, I I'm wishing Penelope a speedy recovery because we just got her back and I love her. She can never catch a break. But in the
No.
meantime, though, she's still going to be on the sidelines, as she say. And Marina and Megan, I'm just like, y'all better get ready. This tag team tournament, I was like, y'all are not ready. Oh, I I think they're my new faves to try to want to see win this whole thing.
Mm.
We shall see what happens. But yeah, Moxley, perfect selling of this. Exactly, me too. I was like, me too, Mox. Me too.
Mm.
Main event time, it was just like, I looked at my clock. I was like, damn, Dynamite kind of just went through. I was just like, all right, main event time. This was a Fright Night 4-way match to determine who will be facing Hangman, Aggro, Adam Page at Full Gear. And looking at this card, I was just like, this is going to be a fun match. However, there really is only one option. And to nobody's surprise, Samoa Joe ends up winning the match. And I was just like, this did two things. First, I mean, Hook ended up getting pinned by Joe, so Hook still got that unresolved beef with Joe. Bobby and Ricochet are still going at it, so it seems that we still got some business between Goa, Ricochet, and the Hurt Syndicate. So the Demand and the Hurt Syndicate are still probably going to be beefing for a little bit. But I was just like, I don't know, man. Hangman continues to be the champion of Halloween ambushes. We're gonna get into that in a little bit. The match itself was good. It was solid. But I was just like, did we really think anybody else except Joe was going to win? Like, did we think anything else? And I'm like, no, not really.
No.
No.
I thought this was rather fun for what it was.
Yeah.
Um, I like the story of Joe, Ricochet, and Bobby not taking Hook seriously. Like there was one time at the beginning where Joe pushed him out of the corner. Was like, relax, and then like a couple minutes later, Bobby Lashley's calm down. What but I was realizing something the past couple times I've watched Hook wrestle, and this is not a slight at all. I really like Hook, um, but is he trying to be Taz? Because
I was like, fine, I guess.
there seems to be a lot of wrestlers in AEW that are homages to certain wrestlers,
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Billington, doing everything that the Dynamite Kid did with less intensity. With all due respect, I really like that guy, but um, but he'll figure it out eventually, and this is probably the best he's looked in a while. And Bobby Lashley throwing around Ricochet like that, that was incredible.
Yeah, so again, Joe wins. He will be fighting Hangman. Hangman continues to be the best at ambushes in Halloween costumes. It's just a thing. Like, the fact that Tony Schiavone was still on the microphone off camera for a little bit as Hangman comes in and does the bit as he is the Hangman. And then when Hangman talks and Joe realizes what's up, Hangman beating the crap out of all the ops. I was just like, Hangman stays undefeated at ambushing people in the Halloween episodes. I love him committing to the bit, wearing a horrible toupee and everything. Hangman, you are amazing. You are amazing.
Yeah, one of my favorite bits throughout the night was that they uh, they had the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and like different shots like in the background, so it was like a little Easter egg, you know, and um, yeah, good. This was good stuff. And shout out to the fan who made that Treehouse of Horror sign. James Hellbrook.
100%. We love to see it. We really, really do. Oh man. So that was Dynamite. So let's get into Collision. Collision was pre-taped because it was the same night as Dynamite. So not a lot of filler per se this episode, but a lot. Again, Collision is the show where we get good craps. This was fun. This was stupidly fun. I loved it. I was just like, Okada and Takeshita are fighting. Max and Anthony don't want to be here, but they also don't want to get beat up by Okada and Takeshita. So out of spite, they're gonna fight. Whoever's in the graphics department, I just want to say I loved the attention to detail. The Fright Night Collision, of course, it's airing on night one of Dia de los Muertos. So you got the sugar skulls, the calaveras, and the candles. We'd love to see it. It was great. I loved it. This was fun. I love that again. Okada and Takeshita's tale right now is we're gonna steal pins from each other and we're gonna one up each other until we fight. And I'm like, yes, I'm here for it.
Yeah, this was really fun. Like, it was just shenanigans. To be honest with you. And Okada is easily the funniest person on AEW without even trying. And like, oh man, where'd I go? My brain just like went.
It's all good.
There was like a Tower of Doom spot where like after Takesha and Okada had been like bickering back and forth. Like Takesha used that opportunity to power bomb, and like I don't want to say this, but I'm going to. Because as much as the Acclaim was really fun, the joke is dead. We're moved on.
Yep.
So did everybody else.
100%. I was just like, just leave it alone. We're done. No mas, as the kids say. So, yeah. No mas. Takeshita and Okada win here. And I was just like, it's time to figure out what we're doing with Max and Anthony. Like, I feel like the joke has ran its course. It's either let's find something else to do with them. But other than that, this was just a fun way. And I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of glad it opened the show because from here on out, things were amazing to, oh my God. Moving on, though. So, again, this was our opening match. We move into... Listen, if I'm just putting this out there, yes, I'm biased because I review CMLL every Wednesday. But if y'all, after this match, are not on the Olympia hype train, I need you to get on it. Like, oh, God, this match. She's just so fucking strong. Holy hell.
You know, it's almost like Tony Khan is a very big fan of Lucha Libre. And the 1997 Rey Mysterio Eddie Guerrero match at Halloween Havoc. As am I. This was great. This was fantastic.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this I can't articulate into words properly. I was like, this match rules, and this is the thing that I continue to say. I was just like, when Mercedes gets paired up with luchadores, with especially our luchadoras, um, it's never been a miss for me.
Mm.
She's never been a miss facing the CMLL Amazonas division, and even in a loss, she works for the Amazonas, and that's exactly what happened here. Yes, Mercedes ended up winning the match and retaining the CMLL World Women's Championship, but just like her match with La Catalina, like her match with Persephone in CMLL, and just like in her match with Olympia, Mercedes did what needed to be done in showcasing the luchadora to a wider audience. And I was just like, again, I hope this match makes more fans for Olympia because she is phenomenal. And I need more people to check out CMLL because that's where it's at.
Definitely. I actually had a question for this one.
What, what's up?
How big is the CMLL ring? Do you know?
So the CMLL ring is the same size as a standard ring, so like this AEW ring. However, the ropes are, not to say that the AEW ropes are like loose, but the CMLL ropes are definitely more put in because they need to be extra sturdy. So when people bounce off the ropes and do crazy stuff all the time, it happens. But yeah, the CMLL ring is about the same size as a standard US ring, though there's more spring to it in the ropes and in the pads as well because of all the flips and the things that luchadores do. So
yeah, because the only thing that I noticed about Olympia here, like, not, I wouldn't say it was a bad note, but like, I just noticed it myself, was that like, she seemed to be a little bit weary, uh, uh, running the ropes and stuff like that. But like, she did a great job. This is a compliment sandwich. She did a great job.
very fair. And to be fair too, even though Olympia is a luchadora, she is what we at CMLL, she is a luchadora that is power based. So she can fly if she needs to, but most of the time she's gonna Nyla Rose you is essentially the best way to put it. She is going to power bomb and she's gonna destroy you. I mean, look at her abs. You can grate cheese on those things. Like, that is most of her moveset, but don't get it twisted though. She might not fly, but when she does, she's coming at you like a missile.
Yeah, like there was like this one spot where like she like ran at Mercedes and like went through the top rope and then like skinned the cat into like a Bronco Buster on the ropes. That was really cool. And like as soon as she goes through like the ropes, like it looks like a botch. So the crowd goes, "Ooh!"
Like, to be fair though, is like, even with as much practice as they are, we see it in CMLL a lot too. It's like, these damn ropes, man, they're gonna kill some. Like, they always catch somebody at like the very end at the bottom of their feet. I was like, no, but it was like wrestler's worst enemy, ropes. Anyways, this match was a lot of fun, and again, Olympia just keep sending some of the CMLL girls who could travel here to AEW, because La Catalina, Olympia, like, we're getting some good ones like Persephone. I would love to see more girls here. And of course, with CMLL announcing their new partnership with Stardom, I was just like, let's get more Stardom girls. Yes. Anywho, but this was a really fun match. I'm so happy that Olympia got this match on AEW on Collision. This was a lot of fun. Mercedes, y'all did the damn thing. Y'all were great. Back to what I was saying earlier. This a lot of money, because the proposed match that Don is talking about is going to be Bucks teaming up with Josh Alexander, taking on Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express, and this is for $1 million. And I was just like, that's a lot of money. I was like, that's a lot of cheddar, dinero, l'argent. Like, what? I was like, $1 million? I'm like, Tony Khan. I was like, where are we getting this money? Like, holy hell! I know you got sport. I know you and your dad got sports franchises, but holy hell, man! I was like, that's $1 million. I was like, Jurassic Express and Kenny Omega are about to be rich as fuck. Oh man, this was really the only real backstage segment we had that was like, well, here's the story. This is what's happening. We don't get an official graphic yet, but I'm looking forward to if this is an actual match. I was like, just have a money match every single pay-per-view now. Like, just make it a staple. Yeah. Like, if the Young Bucks are going to continue to fight for money, I was just like, why are we pimping these boys out? But you know what? They want this money, so let's do it. I can't wait if this match gets made official. It's going to be fantastic. I'm a little disappointed that we had to feed, Nixon, Newell, and Miranda to them, but I was just like, somebody had to do it, girls, and at least it wasn't like local talent getting squashed. I was like, you put up a fight, but it's Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir. Somebody had to take the fall. I was like, somebody had to get their ass beat. But damn, I love Megan and Marina as a team. Holy hell.
Yeah.
It was just like,
yeah, this was great.
Joey Janela and Roddy Strong, you are lucky, lucky, lucky bitches. You are lucky men. I was like, step on me. What? But no, okay. But my thing is like, I'm glad that we're seeing this tag team because now, not to say that Megan Bayne was being wasted, but after her match against Tony at Dynasty, I was like, I'm wondering what we're going to do with Megan. And so her and Penelope Ford were a team and I was here for, but this is where it's at. And finally, we are seeing Marina Shafir wrestle after what seems like forever. And she is actually doing things outside of just being menacing and fighting people on Moxley's behalf as Death Rider, soldier number 5. This is what I wanted, Tony. Thank you. It's unfortunate that it comes at the circumstance of Penelope being injured, but you know what? Happy accidents happen all the time. And it was like, this is what I wanted to see from Marina.
Yeah, Mox was even on commentary. And during her Marina's entrance, we got a Defy reference that wasn't exactly a Defy reference.
For real.
He was like, we've been traveling all over the country, all the way up to Portland, and I can't find anybody to fight her. See? They even putting over the indie stuff in a way. But these two are absolutely terrifying together. Like, there was a few moments where I don't know how much Nixon Newell has wrestled in the past year, but like she looked a little rusty. But like there was this one moment where like she like did like a cannonball into the onto Megan Bayne, and then she like gets up and like falls back down. Is because like I think Marina wasn't there in time, so like she had to like create some space,
No, it has been a while since Nixon has wrestled because unfortunately she was injured when she was in WWE and she was still injured when she got released. And so I was just like, listen, I have my issues with it. And we're currently seeing it with, formerly known as Ridge Holland, who is putting the Fed on blast for what's happening with him too. I was just like, ugh. But, that's not what we're here to talk about. But yeah, since then she hasn't really been booked to wrestle. She's done so recently in like Texas and everything, but she hasn't had a lot of matches because she's also she was under like a 90-day no compete.
Oh, that makes sense. Because I know she's been wrestling a couple, she wrestled a couple matches around here, up in Massachusetts, the past couple months. But like, I wasn't trying to throw any shade. I just it takes a while to get back into ring shape. From what I hear, I'm not a wrestler. I only play an expert on this podcast.
Or create a wrestler in 2K.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I'm excited for Megan and Marina to fuck it up in the tournament and like I'm rooting for them to make it to the finals. And you know what? I would be here for them to be, the inaugural champions. Not gonna lie. So excited for them. I would like to take a moment of silence for LFI. Okay, that's enough. I love LFI, but my question always remains the same. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this to them? Because I love Martos, I love Listico, I love Sammy Guevara. I was like, can we just make someone told me, he's like, hey, did you know that Commander's only 25? I was like, no fucking way. And when I looked it up, I was like, holy shit, he's still a kid. What the flip? Yeah. This match was fun. I was just like, I've missed Commander on my screen. I'm so happy he's back from injury. I love Commander.
Yeah, it was nice to see Alex back too. Like, I know the internet likes to give Alex Abrahantes a lot of guff, but
I love really Alex so much.
He's fantastic, and he can cut a promo. Like, he's a good manager, you know.
He is the hype man he is one of the hype people that I loved with all my little heart. And but this was a fun match.
This was fun. It was. I love Sammy's little John Waters mustache. That was pretty fun.
I was like, Sam Guevara, are you about to come out in some cha-cha heels? Because this is about to get crazy. Like, what's going on with the John Waters? Like, what is happening?
I know, right? It was divine.
Yes, we are just a couple of things away, and I was like, Sammy Guevara, you could be a wrestling version of Divine. Like, let's be so for real. Gosh. But anyways, I don't really have too much to say. I enjoyed this match. But again, those are my only notes. It's just like, love to see Commander and Alex Abrahantes on my screen more. What are we doing with LFI? And you know what? I'm kind of here for Roddy being the quote-unquote straight man in this weird group with the conglomeration and their friends, because he is just so straight-laced. That's why I'm kind of hoping, listen, it's always the quiet ones you got to look out for. I need Roddy to just go ham at Blood and Guts. And they're like, oh, he ain't going to do anything, and then pulls out a chainsaw or something. Like, I need him to go buck fucking wild, so to speak. Like, it's so much fun. Anywho, moving on, though.
Yes.
I'm just like this because I was like, I don't care if they get beat up every single week. I need them on my screen every single week. I also need more Dalton Castle and, the Outrunners whenever we're going to get them on television. But
apparently they're on our way.
For real. But we get another MXM TV casting call. This time it was answered by the Bang Bang Gang. So we get a trios match. This was fun. The Bang Bang Gang do win. I was laughing so hard because somebody on Blue Sky was just like, damn, the internet really bullied Juice to grow his beard back. I was like, the internet bullied this dude so hard.
That's literally in my notes. I'm like, beard's back.
I was just like, the beard is back. I was like, damn, the internet bullied him hard to grow it back. But again, I'm happy that we're getting, Juice and them actually doing something, including Ace Austin. And so they do pick up the win over MXM Collection. And I was just like, I love MXM Collection so much. I love the Bang Bang Gang. I was like, we're finally putting the boys on television. So it's like, thank goodness. I know we're waiting for Jay, but I'm glad now we're finally see them wrestling as a trio. So let's just hold it down right now. Like, because the trios division really needs people right now.
Yeah.
At least on the men's side of things. But glad to have this match. I love MXM Collection. Yeah.
Yeah, all I want to say about this one was that if we could just get the belts off of
the ops,
like
there's so much we can do for the trios division right now.
The entire trios division is just spinning its tires, and like, what are we doing? Like, Joe's like off doing a side quest. Like
he is doing a side quest. I'm just saying, I love the ops, but let's free them from the Trios Championships because we have a big field now that we have the Bang Bang Gang, MXM Collection, Outrunners, and Dalton. I was just like, those 3 teams alone, you can make some really fun stories and matches with. Like, let's do it, please do it. Anyways, now let's talk about this because I was just like, damn, I was like, we got 12 compared to the 10 that we have for the men. I was like, fuck yes. And then I saw all the women involved. I was like, fuck yes. Except I was like, okay, going over everything that we have seen, right? I was just like, okay, Jamie, Harley, Queen, Willow, Tony to a certain extent, Chris. I was like, okay, they all make sense because they've had beef with everybody on the heel team, right? So of course we got Marina. I was like, makes sense because beefing with Willow and Harley for a little bit. The Triangle of Madness beefing Megan makes total sense. And then I look at who's rounding out the heel team, and I see that Mercedes Monet is here, and I'm just like, I was like, hold up, pause. Let me look at this. Zoom in, enlarge, enhance. And I was like, everybody makes sense. And then I look at Mercedes, and I'm just like, honestly, I'm just like,
doesn't even go here.
Oh, exactly. Thank you, Damien.
She doesn't even go here. She doesn't even go here.
I was like, Mean Girls to die for, but I was just like, I'm not mad. But I was just like, that's the only like question mark I have. I was like, everybody kind of makes sense. But Mercedes, I was like, huh? I'm not against it, but I was just like, I don't know, because to me at least, Blood and Guts is just like, okay, y'all been beefing, no more messing with each other's matches, nothing. It's 2 rings, 1 cage. Y'all about to fight it out. Someone's gonna die, probably metaphorically speaking. So we got to hash this out, get it out your system. And I'm just like, Mercedes doesn't make a lot of sense to me and what we've been building for the last. Now I know it's honestly, I'm going to be so for real. I think Penelope was supposed to be a Mercedes' spot. I think Penelope was supposed to be in this match, but because she is out injured, I think Mercedes is like being thrown in here, honestly.
Yeah. Oh boy. I don't know how to summarize this. I'm pretty pissed off about this, actually.
Ooh.
Are you telling me that that Tony Khan has what 4 hours of television a week, and the occasional pay per view once a month? You're telling me that we can have what 6 or 7 guys matches in a week, where we get 1 or 2 women's matches just thrown together, and like these people have all this has not escalated to the point of a blood and guts match. Okay, like there's been 1 Sky Blue and Tony Storm hardcore match, and that was back in August. Everything else has just been a rotating cycle of different people. Let's swap out 2 of these, put in 2 more. That's all that's been happening for like 2 months. And then they announced the tag tournament, which is fine and dandy. But then you get 2 weeks to build the blood and guts and the tournament going on at the same time, and you can still only find time for 2 matches a week. What's going on?
It's like, okay, this is the best way I can describe it, right? And you can feel free to correct me. But as excited as I am for this match and for the women's tag team titles, which is finally something that they needed to do, I feel that I feel like Tony is overcompensating by giving all of us all these things too much, too much all at once, right? But then when you put it with the fact that it's too much all at once, but you're only giving us like 40% behind the women's division for all of this build, right? Because I was just like, the men's match was like not even on my radar because we got this announcement that, you know, what was it, like a month and a half ago after Jamie Hayter said those words that they're going to settle it at Blood and Guts, which I was like, freak yeah, let's do this. And then I'm just like, why is the men's match why is it that you can storytell it correctly for the men's match? And then this has been going on longer, but it's like a Clockwork Orange, like, so just like you said, trading people in. I was just like, I'm excited for this match, but like, y'all should have pulled the trigger sooner. I'm just saying, because this has been going on for too long. And I feel like finally we're getting here and I'm excited for this match, but this was sloppy build. I'm sorry. This was sloppy. And I was just like, why?
Yeah.
You could have spaced it out. I was just like, we could have had Blood and Guts. You could have had the Blood and Guts match at Wrestle Dream and then announced the tournament leading into World's End. Like, then you could have been okay with it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they're not going to do a women's C2, which they're probably not going to do, because God forbid he commits any time to the women's division, so it's not just a goddamn sausage fest all the time. But like, my biggest problem, like, it could have been after Full Gear, right? Like, leading to World's End, right? But here we are. What? 10 days away from Blood and Guts, and like, we've got like 2 storylines. What? None of this warrants a Blood and Guts match. And another thing, the last thing I'll say, I'm sorry, I'm going off, I know, but like, why are Chris Statlander and Mercedes Moné are meeting for the first time, a third time in a singles match, like 12 days after this? Like, so like they're gonna touch in a steel cage and then go have a regular match on the pay-per-view. What are we doing? Like,
I'm just like, I'm just be so for real. I would have been just fine if you removed Mercedes and Chris and it could have just been a standard 5-on-5. I would have been okay with that because those 5 would make sense. Chris and Mercedes being tied up into this because they're the women's champions. I was just like, and again, I'm not saying that this is what it is, but it's very telling because the way you position certain women makes it seem who's captains of each team. I was just like, I love Chris to death, but she and Jamie need to switch positions because to me, Jamie is captain of the babyface team because she's been here fighting this battle the longest along with Queen. And then I look at the women's side and I'm just like, I'm going to be so for real. Tekla should be the captain for the heel side because she's also been doing this for the longest time too. So I'm just saying. But am I still excited for this match? Absolutely. It's going to be bloody brilliant. But I was just like, just don't quote unquote, don't have cock it, Tony Khan. It's just like, you got to spend the time to invest into these women's division because they're great. And honestly, they're fantastic. But you got to give them more time than we already do, please. Anyways,
if we are being completely honest, there more of these women in this match are more over than half of the men's roster.
100%, 100% agree with you, and that will always be the case. However,
sorry.
As much listen, I will be on my soapbox, but I will also be like, damn. Minus the one kid screaming in the front during this match. The audio picked up. Holy shit, this match was banging. Holy. Oh, God, this match rolled. Yeah. I cried a little bit. Bandito coming out in Dia de los Muertos, like paint on his chest and his back. I'm like, Guys, I'm just going to keep saying this. I'm like, I want to be Máscara Dorada when I'm 23 years old, you guys. Like, this fucking kid, man, holy shit. That's what I said. I'm like, how? Why? In the immortal words of Katya, it's like, okay, first question, Máscara Dorada. Yes, how dare you? I was just like, my next question, yes, Bandito, why? But holy shit, like, I don't care if I'm biased because I'm on the CML. Bandito is probably my favorite wrestler of the year hype train, but God, this match was so fucking great. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's great.
All the explicitness are coming out. God damn, bro. Holy hell.
Yeah, I think gave him 20, 25 minutes for this match, and like something like that. Like, and this this was absolutely bonkers, and I'm sad that they didn't get off what they were trying to do at the end. But thank God that Bandito has the quickest hands in the game, because Masquerada Dorada would have probably fallen on his face.
Very, very fair. But I was just like, yeah, minus the ending, I'm just like, holy crap. Yeah, that's my only nitpick, but I was just like, my favorite match of Collision, honestly, my favorite match of AEW this past week too. And I think this solidified it. I think this solidified it for me. I'm like, honestly, I think Bandito's probably my favorite wrestler in 2025. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, this guy can never miss, whether it's with Brodito or by himself. Like, holy crap, Bandito. I was just like, you and Takeshita, man, have been my faves this year. It's
yeah, I didn't mean to leave it on a down note. Like
it's all good.
I
just noticed this. The Primo's in the building, Agent Lo-Fi, who is our unofficial fourth co-host of CMLL. He's like, hey, tuned in at the right time. You know what I thought about this one, LOL. And yeah, it's like, he is our Lucha Libre expert. He watches all the Lucha Libre, and yeah, anytime it's anything CMLL or Bandito related, this is like, yeah, this match is fucking mwah. I was just like, minus the ending, I was just like, God, this felt like a Friday match at Arena Mexico. Honestly, it did.
Yeah, I skeeted out. I skeeted out at the end of this. I said, "Mas lucha, por favor." You know, like this was a very lucha forward episode of Collision, and I am none happier for it.
Oh man, I need one more match between these two before either by the end of the year or beginning of next year. Like, give me one more between these two, because I'm gonna be so for real. If you want to give me Bandito versus Mascara Dorada 3 at Final Battle, I was just like, yes, please. Ooh, yeah, interesting. So, of course, this was pre-tape. Mascara Dorada was on the Tuesday CMLL show. He's doing some new tricks that he was testing tonight. I'm like, yes. I'm gonna be so for real. Unless they give Bandito something else, just give me Mascara and Bandito at Final Battle, honestly. Because I would be here for that match. Give me the third one at Final Battle. I mean, why not? Bandito has fought. He fought Takeshita at Supercard. He fought Echiseto at Death Before Dishonor. I was just like, just let him fight. Him and Mascara get round 3 at Final Battle. Like, I'm here for it. Give it to me now. But yeah, amazing match. Match of Collision. Match of AEW. Definitely. Right now, potentially might end up on my top 10 matches of the year list. Not even going front. And that's going to be it for AEW. I was just like, this kind of blew past. It was kind of crazy. You know, we got the spoopy versions of Dynamite and Collision this week. Of course, everything is getting crazy because we kind of briefly touched upon it at the beginning, but Dynamite and Collision this week, I love what they are doing for Blood and Guts, where we are getting advantage matches, like best 2 out of 3 for the men's and women's is spread across Dynamite and Collision, where we have a set order. So of course, you know, I'm so excited. I was like, I love that sports presentation of it. It's like, all right, we're gonna do 2 out of 3 matches, and we have the third match ready to go. But just in case we need it, which I was like, of course we're gonna need it. Y'all know this is how it's gonna go. I was like, we're not just gonna not have all 3 matches happen. I'm gonna be so for real. When I saw who the women picked to be as the 3rd match, just in case they need it, I was just like, I need Harley to win. I need Harley to win, because I was just like, I don't want to see Harley get beat up and lose. Can you imagine the pop if she wins in that 3rd match for the women and gets the advantage for the baby faces? Like, anywho. But but overall, I'm excited because there's that this week. Then Blood and Guts is next week, which is touted to be Blood and Guts to be like an overextended Dynamite, which is crazy. And then before you know it, we will be here for Full Gear, which we're doing a watch along for Full Gear, because Full Gear is technically a big 4 for AEW. So yeah, but we got to get up on out of here. But before we do, though, just to give you a heads up of what to look forward to for this week, it's a pretty standard review week. Tomorrow evening, we have our NXT review, where after we had to reschedule because I had to deal with, my car being towed due to a flat tire, we are finally getting to our NXT Halloween Havoc review and briefly talking about what the last 2 weeks of NXT have been up to, because now we're gearing up for Gold Rush, which is a 2-week event, which is going to see NXT, TNA, Evolve, and AAA crossover with each other. We are getting lots of matches happening with all of that, which is going to be nuts. And then we come back later that evening for CMLL as we review a special Halloween edition of Viernes Espectacular, where we talk about all the fun stuff. Man, it was a fun show, and we are gearing up for end of the year shenanigans. Then on Friday, the TNA crew is here we're back after weeks of no TNA episodes because they took a break after Bound for Glory. And we are getting, the open challenge night, which is, any fight anywhere, which is kind of nuts of a concept. And then we're getting ready to head into Turning Point, the next pay-per-view for TNA. And then we wrap things up on Sunday with WWE, where things are kind of getting crazy over there in the Fed. But Benny, I'm so happy that you could be here, the dynamic duo holding it down this week and last week. But next week, unless things happen, we are going back to a triple threat, if you will, because JVL will be settled in and will be back to be joining us just in time for Blood and Guts and stuff like that. What a perfect time to come back to it.
Hell yeah. Jump right back in out of the frying pan and into the fire, right?
Heck yeah. So from us two and the rest of the BC WrestlePod family, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We will catch you later, but until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, peace